OpenAI just released an economic blueprint. The blueprint outlines policy proposals for how the US can maximize AI's benefits, bolster national security, and drive economic growth. So basically, this is a detailed plan or guide written by OpenAI for the US government, outlining the key ways in which they can ensure that AI is developed in a way that maximizes its benefit to society overall. In this video, we'll go through all the significant parts of this document, which include the AI race between China and the US and its implications, the potential revolutionary benefits of AI, the potential risks of AI, and more, as well as some recent clips from prominent figures in the AI space discussing similar content. So here is kind of the preface of the document. They state, today OpenAI is releasing a new economic blueprint that lays out our policy proposals for extending America's global leadership in AI innovation, ensuring equitable access to AI, and driving economic growth across communities nationwide. As AI becomes more advanced, we believe America needs to act now to maximize the technology's possibilities while minimizing its harms. AI is too powerful to be led and shaped by autocrats, but that is the growing risk we face right now. So likely referring here to countries like China, which you can argue basically functions as an autocracy. While the economic opportunity AI presents is too compelling to forfeit, shared prosperity is as near and measurable as the new jobs and growth that will come from building more AI infrastructure like data centers, chip manufacturing facilities, and power plants. As our CEO Sam Altman has written, AI will soon help our children do things we can't. Not far off is a future in which everyone's lives can be better than anyone's life is now. So this is of course the ideal scenario, the scenario that I think most people want, where AI comes along and yes, maybe it changes everything or just a lot of things, but it changes them in ways that are ultimately good. I mean, there's plenty of examples of technologies that revolutionize industries and societies in impactful and positive ways. They even give an example of one of them. They state, "We've been here before. America has faced similar moments in the past, and we know how to think big, build big, and act big. Now it's time to channel that same spirit as we enter the intelligence age. Automobiles weren't invented here, they were invented in Europe. Early proponents envisioned the car transforming how people lived and worked. Supply chains and customer bases could be expanded and diversified. But in the United Kingdom, where some of the earliest cars were introduced, the new industry's growth was stunted by regulation. No surprise there. The 1865 Red Flag Act required a flag bearer to walk ahead of any car to warn others on the road and wave the car aside in favor of horse-drawn transport. How could a person walk in front of a car without getting run over, you might ask? Well, because of another requirement, that cars move no faster than 4 miles per hour. So they're making the point here that if the US starts regulating or putting constraints on AI too soon, they could end up in a similar situation to the UK in 1865, which ultimately led to the US becoming the heart of the world's auto industry instead of the UK. And of course, when we're talking about a technology like AI, the stakes are even higher, and letting another country pave the way, like China, is probably not the best idea. Also, notice that an invention like the car, which OpenAI is using as essentially a comparison to AI, objectively made almost everyone's lives better. Now, they state, today while some countries sideline AI and its economic potential, the US government can clear and scale the road for its AI industry to continue the country's global leadership in innovation while protecting national security, make sure we get it right in AI access and benefits from the start, and maximize the economic opportunity of AI for communities across the country. And just as drivers are expected to stick to clear, common sense standards that help keep the actual road safe, developers and users have a responsibility to follow clear, common sense standards that keep the AI road safe. Further, they state, chips, data, energy, and talent are the keys to winning on AI, and this is a race America can and must win. There's an estimated $175 billion sitting in global funds awaiting investment in AI projects, and if the US doesn't attract those funds, they will flow to China-backed projects, strengthening the Chinese Communist Party's global influence. We believe that making sure AI benefits the most people possible means enabling AI through common sense rules aimed at protecting people from actual harms, and building democratic AI shaped by the values the US has always stood for, including a free market promoting free and fair competition that drives innovation, freedom for developers and users to work with and direct our tools as they see fit, in exchange for following clear, common sense standards that help keep AI safe for everyone, being accountable when they don't, and preventing government use of AI tools to amass power and control over their citizens, or to threaten or coerce other states. Not sure if they're gonna like that one. Now, before we get into the actual document, they mentioned that Sam Altman will be kicking off this work with a gathering in Washington, D.C. on January 30th to preview the state of AI advancement and how it can drive economic growth. So definitely something I'll keep you guys updated on. Getting into the actual full blueprint, they start off by saying this: OpenAI's mission is to ensure that artificial intelligence benefits everyone. To us, that means building AI that helps people solve hard problems, because by helping with the hard problems, AI can benefit the most people possible through better healthcare and education, more scientific discoveries, better public policies and services, and improved productivity. We're off to a strong start, creating freely available intelligence being used by more than 300 million people around the world, including including 3 million developers, to ideate, discover, and innovate beyond what we're currently capable of doing on our own. Already, our tools are being used to speed up development of life-saving medical treatments, accelerate scientific research, help teachers, protect US military personnel from unmanned drone strikes, I didn't know that one, unlock new forms of creativity for artists, and make governments more efficient. So those are some of the main ways AI is benefiting humanity right now. Obviously some more significant than others, like accelerating scientific research and speeding up the development of medical treatments, but clearly a very wide range of potential applications. They also talk about frontier model security. They state the US strategy for frontier model security should prioritize national competitiveness, model safeguards, and national security. Led by the federal government in consultation with industry, this strategy should, and then they list 3 strategies. The first one is basically to protect these systems against criminals, terrorists, and misuse, which is pretty standard, nothing else to really say there. Then develop export policies that let the industry securely share frontier models with US allies and partner nations to strengthen their economies and especially their developer communities, and preserve a vibrant and innovative open source community. At the same time, limit the export of frontier models to adversary nations that may be more likely to misuse the technology or co-opt the IP. And lastly, develop alternatives to the growing patchwork of state and international regulations that risk hindering American competitiveness, such as by having the federal government leading the development of national security evaluations at home. So basically for all states to be on the same page more or less when it comes to regulating AI. Now they list some solutions. They say the federal government should, as appropriate, share national security related information and resources that it alone maintains, such as briefings on security threats to the industry and high-level results of testing US and non-US AI models, with US AI companies pursuing advanced research. Then incentivize AI companies to deploy their products widely, including to allied and partner nations and to support US government agencies. And further, share its unique expertise with AI companies, including information about how to secure their IP against industrial security threats and mitigate potential cyber, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and other risks that are heightened by increasingly powerful models. Help companies access secure infrastructure, such as classified computing clusters, to evaluate model security risks and safeguards. So OpenAI really thinks it's important that they work directly with the US government and become privy to all of their sensitive information, especially in regards to security risks. They want access to their supposed classified computing clusters as well to evaluate model security risks and safeguards. Now, while this might seem like a lot for them to ask, there was this recent clip of Schmidt talking about why the US government and AI companies absolutely need to work together in order to win the AI race over China. So really it is a necessity in OpenAI's eyes. Take a look.
The arrival of this non-human intelligence is the single most important thing that will happen in our lifetimes. It is the creation of a new epoch of history, right? Because these things aren't going to stop. When we're all dead, they'll get smarter and smarter, and people will still be, our children and grandchildren will be dealing with these things. So winning the war in terms of leadership, winning here doesn't mean breaking them in the sense of China. It means being ahead of them is crucial. I believe that the country should have a national initiative around getting there. Now, what would that national initiative look like? We don't know. There have been a number of proposals, but it goes something like this. The majority of the developments will be in the private companies. They need things that the government has, starting with energy. The government needs things from the private companies, including knowledge of what they're doing, access, national security things, classified things, so forth and so on. There's a deal to be made, if I were Trump, with the tech companies, and I guess Elon will help here maybe, where it's basically access for energy, right? It's a good partnership, right? We all have the same goals. And there are a number of other tactics, including making sure that we have the world's top researchers and things like that.
So for a technology as significant as AI, as Schmidt says, it's very important that the AI companies and the US government are on the same page in order to ensure that the US leads the AI revolution. OpenAI mentions that one of the main ways to do this would be through heavy investment into AI infrastructure. They state, "We believe that building enough infrastructure is not just vital for ensuring that AI around the world is based on US rather than China-based technology, it's an unmissable opportunity to catalyze a re-industrialization of the US. Successful nations turn resources into competitive advantages. In the AI era, chips, data, energy, and talent are the resources that will underpin continued US leadership, and as with the mass production of the automobile, marshaling these resources will create widespread economic opportunity and reinforce our global competitiveness. To us, this means seizing the moment and building the infrastructure needed to produce enough energy and chips to drive down the cost of compute and make it abundant. In turn, this will create tens of thousands of skilled trade jobs, boost local economies through spending and indirect job creation, and modernize our energy grid in the near term, ultimately supporting the kind of breakthroughs and innovations that drive lasting economic growth. Finally, they state, we need a foundational strategy to ensure that investment in infrastructure benefits the most people possible and maximizes access to AI. This includes policies and initiatives that encourage rather than stifle developers, support thriving AI ecosystems of labs, startups, and larger companies, and secure America's leadership on AI into the future. Some of these policies and initiatives include a nationwide AI education strategy rooted in local communities in partnership with American companies to help our current workforce and students become AI ready, bolster the economy, and secure America's continued leadership on innovation. Investment in national research infrastructure that would give scientists, innovators, and educators access to the compute and data necessary to accelerate and democratize scientific progress, such as through funding a national AI research resource, and leading on the next generation of energy technology, including sustainable sources such as fission, fusion, and other promising technologies to support our existing energy capacity. A sufficient energy supply is critical to sustaining American leadership on AI. So that is OpenAI's economic blueprint. Keep in mind this is a living document and will continually be updated and edited as things change. To give a quick recap though of everything, essentially we have OpenAI urging the US government to invest heavily in AI infrastructure and to join forces with American AI companies, sharing data and resources. They believe this is the only way for the US to win the AI race against China, which is critical to maintaining power and control over the AI revolution. Again, just like the auto industry, whoever has the best AI infrastructure, roads, highways, bridges, etc., and whoever has the best models, cars, will be the ones paving the way for this industry. And since AI is more like an alien species than it is a mode of transportation, it is critical that it is aligned, and aligned to the CCP is different than aligned to the US government. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this. Do you think OpenAI is acting out of self-interest here, or truly focused on the benefit of humanity as a whole? Personally, I think it's a bit of a mix of both. Like, what benefits OpenAI and AI companies in general can also benefit humanity. So let me know in the comments what you think. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.